Hi and welcome to this week's vlog. This week I am at Hardcastle Crags in Yorkshire. I'm heading towards Gibson Mill to take some images of that. Before I start, well, I want to say it's beautiful here, but before I start, I want to say people of Hebden Bridge and the surrounding areas, what the hell do you do? Or how the hell do you live where you live? I mean, it's absolutely mental. Roads are crazy, up and down, like ridiculous gradients, tiny gaps, and some very stupid drivers can I just add as well. But how do you live like this? How do you live in a place like this? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love hills and mountains, but not to drive on. Not to drive on. No. What is wrong with you people? Build your houses on the flat bit. Don't build them on the slopes that go like that. Crazy. Anyway. I'm here. I arrived. I made it in one piece. Paid my extortionate amount to park, which was £5. Thank you very much, National Trust. Yeah, I'm heading down, I think, towards Gibson Mill. I'm going to take a meander along the riverside, see what I can see if there's anything worth taking an image of. Yeah, and take it from there. Now, I don't want to get typecast here, but after Wyoming Brook, I seem to be very attracted to flowing water, and I haven't even made it anywhere near the mill yet, and I've stopped here at this lovely scene in front of me, where I've just got the water running downstream, all these rocks with the really cool green moss on, some dappled light. Haven't even got the camera on the tripod yet, but I'm going to go get it now, providing I make it back in one piece, and yeah, take a panoramic image looking down here. I want to get this boulder in here that's got lovely sunlight on it. I just want to get the meandering brook river as it winds its way down through the crag, I assume. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my camera, set it all up. So just a few technical bits while we're here. Got the polarizer on, spun it round, completely killing the glare. I'm shooting at about 1/6 of a second. I don't want to shoot any, not a 6, sorry, 0.6 of a second. I don't want it to be any faster than that, any slower than that really. And I'm bracketing because there's quite a high dynamic range between the canopy of the trees and the very darks underneath the rocks at the front here. Hopefully it'll look all right, and yeah, we'll have a look. Now, I spent quite a bit of time here taking a shot of this cascade behind me. And the reason I've taken so long is because I really want to get this one right, because the light on it looks amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. There's some lovely sunlight coming across onto all the trees. It's side light in the trees, it's side light in the rocks, and it looks really great. But the problem is because the sun is quite low and it's off to the right of the shot, I'm having to shield the camera and the lens from it, otherwise I'm getting terrible lens flare. So fortunately I've got this tree here, and what I'm doing is I'm using that to block the light, so it's blocking out the sun from causing a lens flare. So it's like essentially a massive lens hood, and so hopefully I'm getting a really nice shot here of this cascade. I just said we found another, I should point out that I'm actually here with someone, not on my own. I'm here with Carl Pennington, who's another really good photographer. You should check out his stuff. I'll put a link below. You're on Flickr, yeah? Instagram? I'll find a link. I'll put a link below. Anyway, we found this cascade here, and it's beautiful. Do you know, I came here to do the mill. I didn't even realise half this stuff was here, so this is just a real added bonus. Found this cascade here, and the thing that I really liked about it, instantly when I saw it, actually, Carl had already been here, and he said, yeah, that's exactly what I liked as well, is this this tree over the top. It's actually less lit now than it was when I first got here. It was beautifully lit by the sun, and it provided a really nice sort of frame for these falls in the background, really. And then you've got some nice sort of stones and rocks that are coming out of the water, and they're being lit by the sun as well. And also there's a little swirl over here on the right hand side, and these flows that are just coming out towards you as well from the fall, and I think it should look really good. Taking a panoramic, I did think about putting a filter in, like an ND filter, and doing a really long exposure of it, but I think that it would just be so white where the water's falling that you'd lose everything in that. You just have basically a load of white pixels and no texture. So decided against that, just shooting with a polarizer on. Done the usual panoramic. I've also bracketed because I may use the longer exposure to just emphasize the movement of the water away from the actual fall itself. A little way further down, and yet another cascade. What would this be, a weir? Could be a weir. Waterfall, cascade. Anyway, another one. The light has pretty much dropped now. It's gone from out of the sort of valley, or the ravine, if you like, that the little brook flows through. It's still up in the trees above. There's still light, but it's just because it's quite steep sided, it's dropped below and we've lost it. So I think this shot is going to be black and white for me. I'm not 100% sure, but I think because there's not a lot of light and the greens are very subdued, that I'm going to go black and white. Now I'm deciding whether to do as Carl's doing here and taking an image of the waterfall framed by these trees here, or whether to go further along and shoot along the side of it and maybe do something a little bit more abstract with the lines. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have a think about that and come back to you. So I decided to come and take the shot here from the angle. Is it a good shot? I'm not sure. Jury's out on it, I think, until I can get a bit of processing done on it. I quite like these rocks in the foreground here. I quite like the fact that the water isn't running over the near foreground as much as it's running further along. I like the fact that there are several curves. I like the fact that there's a nice straight line at the top that's sort of like a diagonal, but I'm not sure about the shot. I'm going to be honest with you. It's likely to be black and white for the reasons that I mentioned before. Will it work? Who can say? So I didn't even make it to the mill. I'm back at the car. There was so much there that I didn't even expect. That just filled up all the time. I'm off to the Photo Nerds event now. So I had to come back, couldn't carry on up to the mill because just didn't have time, but it's fantastic what I did get anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this vlog. All the usual applies. And until next time, I'll see you again soon.